Hey, bricks and mortar retailers, welcome to this week's video. And today we're going to be talking about the biggest mistakes that bricks and mortar retail business owners make when it comes to scaling their business and scaling their revenue. So this is the mistakes that I'm going to walk you through here. Such a common mistake. These are the same mistakes that I made when I was trying to grow my retail pharmacies over 16 years ago. And for many of you that are just starting to hear about me, I used to buy, grow, sell large pharmacy-based businesses in Melbourne, Australia. And so I've actually done these growing of business things myself with the help of business coaches. And so these are some of the common mistakes that I made in the beginning when I was trying to grow my businesses. And once I fixed these mistakes, once I got these sorted, I was able to increase the trajectory of my success and be able to eventually grow the businesses sufficiently so that I could put staff in there to work the business, so I could continue to work on the business and create more time and freedom for myself, which is my biggest value. So I want to run through with you today what I'm calling the retail scale method. So basically, this is the methodology and based around the biggest mistakes that bricks and mortar retailers make when it comes to scaling their business and scaling their revenue. So the main problem that we experience when it comes to scaling our business and growing revenue and increasing our bricks and mortar retail store is, apart from the fact that nobody's ever taught us how to do this, I think one of the major effects, and this is certainly what happened to me, and I'm sure it's not happening to you, but there's this overwhelming sense of overwhelm. Basically, there's such an emotional thing when we're starting to grow our business. The overwhelm of being buried under the mountain of tasks and responsibilities that come when we try and grow our bricks and mortar retail store. Not to mention the sense of frustration. Like, I used to always get super annoyed when I used to get setbacks. I used to be trying so many different techniques to grow my business and nothing was working. That would lead to anxiety. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to make loan payments? I was getting impatient. And that was, causing a lot of doubt in the whole process that I had when I was trying to grow my big bricks and mortar retail business. And the major cause of this, like I mentioned, is the fact that nobody has taught us how to grow bricks and mortar retail businesses. Many of us are sort of technicians, if you will, and we've come into owning our stores. I was a pharmacist and I just so happened to purchase a pharmacy. So in pharmacy school, they never taught me how to grow a business. It wasn't until I got a retail business coach that I truly understood what needed to be done. But the cause of all this frustration and anxiety and impatience and doubt and overwhelm when it comes to growing our business is caused by a lack of clear strategy or plan. I mean, who teaches us how to do a business plan anyway? And we're probably experiencing insufficient cash flow. Our marketing campaigns are totally ineffective. We don't even know how to, manage our inventory in store. We've got poor customer service, no customer training, no staff training at all. Perhaps our technologies are all out of date within our store. Our point of sale system sucks. And as we all know, the retail landscape is constantly changing, not only with interruption and competition from our e-commerce cousins, but also within the local retail landscape itself. And not to mention, just coming out of COVID, we are also experiencing many retailers are experiencing difficulties in finding employees. So if we get this right, if we get this whole piece of understanding what's going on in business, and if we get over this fact of making these mistakes, if we get this right, this is not only going to lead to us scaling our business and easily at least by 20%. We're going to have more cash flow, more profit. Our business is going to be firing in all cylinders. We're going to have a team that's going to be growing our business for us, and that will allow us to work on the business and hopefully create more time and freedom for yourself to pursue all the things that you want to do in life. So it's quite a good reason on why you want to get this right. And hopefully That is why you got into business in the first place, and to be able to fulfill your dreams and to be able to do all the things that you love. And the only way you're going to do that is if you're going to have this systematized, well functioning, well oiled business, pretty much like a mechanical watch. That was the analogy there. So let's get into it. So here is what you need to do. These are the steps that you need to take, and these are based on the common mistakes that I see. Okay, so it's easy for me to represent this in the form of a triangle. And what we want is we want to grow and scale our business by 20%. And there are three major mistakes that we make as bricks and mortar retail business owners. The first mistake is that we have lack of visibility of the numbers in our business. And I'll walk you through these in a little bit more detail. So basically, we have no idea of the numbers in our business. The next thing is you need to, we've got no idea on how to generate cash in our business. This is a really big mistake that we make as bricks and mortar retailers. We really have no way of understanding the way the cash flows into our business. And really, when it comes down to it, we don't have this realization that we should be optimizing for cash. And that's a very, very big mistake. The third mistake is that we have no way of really focusing on profit. And it seems really counterintuitive. If we want to scale our business by 20%, increase revenue by 20%, isn't it strange that I'm telling you that we need to focus on profit as one of the areas? It seems so counterintuitive. But I want to give you the analogy. If you focus on these three things under the hood, and these are the big mistakes that we make as bricks and mortar retailers, we've got no visibility of the numbers in our business. We have no way of optimizing for cash, and we have really no serious ways of generating profits in our business. It's going to make it very, very hard for us to scale our bricks and mortar store. So when it comes down to it, this is what we need to do. When it comes to visibility, we need to start to track the numbers in our business. We need to, like I mentioned, understand the flow of cash through our business, right? That's really, really important. The next thing that we need to do is we need to be able to conduct thorough analysis of the numbers in our business and knowing some of the basic numbers that are pertinent to us in retail land, things like gross margins, gross profits, and all that kind of thing. And unfortunately, many of us bricks and mortar retailers, we really don't know what these numbers are. The final part of understanding visibility in our business is to have a clear understanding of some key performance indicators and generating some key performance indicators for our business. If we don't get this visibility part right, it's like driving down the street at nighttime with our sunglasses on. We're not going to be able to see where we're going. And it's going to make it very, very hard for us to drive and eventually cause an accident. And that's the same analogy that I'm trying to use here for our business. If we don't know the numbers within our business, we don't know the KPIs and everything that's sort of under the hood, is going to make it very, very difficult for us to grow and scale our business by 20%. So that's really, really important. So when it comes to cash, the next thing that we need to do is, as retailers, we all know that we need to generate cash in our business. And the best way to do that is to start to cut out the crap in our business. And that means getting rid of excess stock, getting rid of excess of everything, really. Because the sooner that we realize we can turn whatever it is stock that we have into cash, and once we set up a system for doing this, we are just going to get far more efficient, and it's going to ensure that our bank account is constantly flushed with cash. The next thing that we need to do is we need to focus on our average dollar sale. This is a big mistake that we make as bricks and mortar retailers. Either we have no idea what it is, and if we know what it is, we have no real way or strategies and long-term strategies for driving the average dollar sale. It's a very quick, sustainable, low-cost method, long-term, of flushing your bank account with cash. So we need to work on that. The next thing is expenses. So yes, we all know we need to decrease expenses in our bricks and mortar store. I mean, this is common sense, right? But how many of us actually really look at our expenses? Beyond that, how many of us really generate a system for dealing with our expenses? And that is one of the quickest ways that you can start to flush your bank account with cash. Now, let's move on to profit. So when it comes to profit, the big mistake, one of the biggest mistakes that we make as bricks and mortar retailers is not understanding our margins. And really important that we understand our margins so that we can decide the best way so that we can increase our profitability. And like I mentioned, it seems counterintuitive. Not many of us think about profitability. We definitely think about top line revenue. But when my challenge to you is when it comes to increasing revenue by 20%, like I mentioned, understanding the underlying profitability within your store is so important. So profit is one of the major things, the margins that we need to work on. The next thing is we need to start to manage our profit within the business. And so the analogy I like to give here is that many of us aren't taught how to manage our money. And so it's really important that we have a system in place within our bricks and mortar retail store to manage the money. Otherwise, it just all gets sucked away and disappears into our business. I'm sure you've realized this. You've come across this where you've been running your business for a while and you're figuring out where the hell is all my money. It's all magically gone poof. And so it's really important that we have a system in place on how to manage our money. And the final piece to drive profitability, and the big mistake, and another big mistake that we make is underutilizing our team, all the way from not investing in team training, making sure our team know how to sell, greet customers, all of those type of things. Because I want to really impress upon you that your team are going to be the people that are going to drive your business forward. They're going to be the people that are be running your business while you're not there, and that's so important. So there are the so these are the three things that you need to do, and the three biggest mistakes that you make, that bricks and mortar retailers make. They've got no visibility of the numbers in their business. They've got no way of flushing for cash, and they've got no way of optimizing for profit. So that's how you can quickly scale the revenue within your store by 20% by working on these three key areas in your business. And the sooner you start to do that, you start to set yourself up for success and continue to drive your business forward. So in summary, this will lead to more sales within your store because we're going to be using these strategies. We're going to be driving sales at least by 20%. Consequently, we're going to have more cash. More cash flow is always good in our business, and it's something that's not often thought about. And we're going to have more profits. And these are the foundations of building a great brick and mortar store. So that finishes that. If you want some help with this stuff, reach out to me below. I'll put my contact. Let's get on a phone call. Let's have a chat and see how I can help your business. I'll put that in the comment section below. And I look forward to hearing from you. And just remember, if anything, you can just rewatch this video again and work on those three areas of your business, and you will start to be able to grow and scale your business. Until next time, ciao, ciao.